Way L and Ali Bey and yourself, we go get to the real meat of what it is, as opposed to kind of glossing over this demonstration. And probably the other two brothers, Way L and Ali Bey, even more so than myself. Now, with that being said, I just like to point out something in regard to what these people are saying and doing. And this is in the questionnaire and additional laws for Moorish Americans by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, that's in every questionnaire issued by legally and lawfully chartered temple of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And that is Act 4, because I want to break something down about this in that regard. Act 4 states that all members, while up making public speeches, must not use any assertion against the American flag. Let's start right there. So let's really talk about what that means. I'll read it again. All members, while up making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag. Well, let's talk about what the American flag is and how Prophet Noble Drew Ali is using it in this situation. Now, with that being said, the American flag itself is just a flag. It is a symbol. And what Noble Drew Ali is saying is that they must not make an assertion against the American flag. He is not necessarily talking about the flag itself or the 50 stars and stripes. What Noble Drew Ali is talking about is that when you are up making public speeches, don't make any assertion against the principles of what the American government is about. Don't get up and make any speeches against the United States of America or against the government of the United States of America. That is what he means when he's talking about making an assertion against the American flag, because the American flag is that symbol. Now, what you hear a lot of these particular brothers from that school of knowledge come up and say, they'll say that, oh, that American, that's not a flag. That's a symbol of commerce and trade. That's a banner and it's that and other. So basically, when you're doing that and you are basically denigrating the federal government, denigrating the states, denigrating the Constitution, denigrating the statutes, the laws, and the municipal codes of the municipalities in which you live, or the cities in which you live, basically what you are doing in essence is making an assertion against the American flag. So I just wanted to get that out there. And that's basically Act 4 of the additional, the questionnaire and additional laws for Moorish Americans, Act 4. Now, the next thing that I really wanted to talk about, I know the brother had some things that he wanted to get off his chest, so I might not get off everything that I wanted to say, and I'll pause just for the sake of time. But, you know, I wanted to talk about the show, that the Blog Talk Radio show that brother Kudjo L and the other brother did, you know, in response to the whipping that they have been receiving from the Moorish World TV show, yourself and other brothers presenting information in that regard. So now, you know, I talked to Ali Bey today as well. So basically what these brothers are doing now, so that everybody will know. Now, these people who talk about they are lawyers, not lawyers, but they know law and they know jurisprudence and all of these things. So basically now what these people have resorted to is threats. Oh, come on, let's meet and we'll talk about the law, or we'll bust you up, and all of these different types of things now, which shows the world that these people are not the individuals, or these people are not the persons that they are saying that they are when they say that they know all of this information, but now they have to resort to threatening you, threatening Ali Bey, threatening me, threatening Way L, because now right now what is happening is the strongest stand against the foolishness taught by Taj Tariq Bey is being done. And you mentioned something earlier, brother Taharka Bey. You were saying that something about the officials in the Moorish Science Temple of America. And, you know, it is my contention that the leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America are guilty. My brothers, and I love them. They are guilty for letting this information by Taj and all of the other spin-off groups and all of the other bogus organizations out there that call themselves Moorish. They are guilty for letting that stuff fester in the world. And that's why and brother Way L talks about this too. You know, I had a conversation in the inbox with the brother, you know, about these things. And, you know, he used the terminology that they are winning, but they win it in the context that while, you know, some of the greatest Moorish leaders in America that we know, we talking about bad dudes, have just been sitting there in the temples while these guys, Taj Tariq Bey, these so-called Caananland Moors, and everybody else has been really hitting the road with these lies, putting in work. So basically, this stuff has been allowed to fester like a boil. So I just wanted to talk real quick because of some of the things that I heard on their blog talk show. One of the things is that, you know, they like to call these people here colonialists, or these other citizens outside the Moorish race or whatever, or the federal government. They like to call these people colonialists. But I find it ironic that they call these people colonialists, and all of the other derogatory names that they may use towards them, or the accusations that they may use about these people, but then they turn around and use the same books by Henry Allen Black's Law Black Dictionary, descendant of the colonialists, the laws, the case laws, and even the attorneys that pleaded these cases. All of these people are descendants of the so-called colonialists. All of these people in these case laws that they like to try to quote, or misquote rather, all of the people who presented these cases, for the most part, are people who had licenses to practice before the bar of the various states in the Union.
Well, I knew so, go bring it out. Bring it out, bring it out.
So I find that ironic, but then when the Asiatic or somebody else pop up and they, like the brother was saying, like the brother Aline was saying, you know, go get a lawyer. And see, this is how this is a crafty science that they use. So basically they'll tell you, oh, well, you can't use them. They are barristers before the bar, and they work for the Queen of England and all this kind of crazy, retarded madness. They'll tell you that just so they can disarm you from going get someone who actually know what in the world they are talking about. I mean, it's crazy because even Noble Drew Ali himself consulted for attorneys or lawyers, if you will. And we have letters in the Moorish Science Temple of America with Noble Drew Ali making conferring, if you will, you know, with attorneys and lawyers. He asked the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America to send in money because he needed to I'm losing it, what he said. He said he needed money to quash the discord that was going on in the movement. So what discord? Meaning he needed attorneys and stuff to begin to battle the people in the temple who were debating with him and who were fighting with him for power. So if Noble Drew Ali used attorneys and lawyers, what's your problem? So I wanted to talk about that. And one more thing, and I don't want to be all night with this demonstration, but I'll probably come back on and address some other things. So, you know, the brother made reference to me when I said, he said that I said that statutes are the law of the land. And then they talk all crazy like, oh my God, did you hear what their brother said? He said statutes are not the law of the land. Basically, the definition of a statute is nothing more than a law. Statute and law is the same thing. You can look at any legal dictionary or law dictionary like they like to go to, and I'm pretty sure Ali Bey probably covered this in the last show. A statute is a law. So basically, a statute is a law that proceeds from a legislative body. So if statutes are not law, then what in the world is law if we don't have this information or these laws, if you will, proceeding from legislative bodies of the various states? Y'all see, it's a conundrum, because what goes on is that it is so much gobbledygook involved in that psychology, so much information being put out that people don't realize and see that at one point they'll say one thing and then they'll go around 360 degrees coming back to the same point, and then will turn around and say something totally different about the situation. Like, for example, they'll talk about, oh, well, the Pope of Rome run this thing, and they derive their power and authority from the Pope of Rome, right? So you go out there, you tell people about that the U.S. or these various states and bodies derive their powers from the Pope of Rome, and then they'll turn around after that, and then they'll tell you that everything is still under the Queen of England. Y'all see the psychology in this? It's just insane. So, who's running this thing? Is it the Queen of England or is it the Pope? And then they'll say, well, they're both running. It's all the same thing. Well, no, that's because you don't read history. You have to understand that the English, the British crown, if you will, it has been through generations diametrically opposed to the papal throne. They wouldn't give King Henry VIII a divorce from his wife. So Henry VIII ended up forming a whole new church based upon principles and teachings that was diametrically opposed to Rome. So how could the Queen of England and the Pope be the same thing when one has a foundation in the Church of England which broke off from the Pope, and the other one is basically the papacy that was founded by Constantine? So, you know, I just wanted to touch on this thing. And before I go, you know, I like to talk about this whole agent thing, right? Because, excuse me, Moors, thirsty. So with that being said, they basically accuse Ali's men, its members, its leaders, brothers like myself, brothers like Wade L. They accuse us of being agents, correct? And saying that we have European handlers. Now, here's the thing, saying that we work for COINTELPRO. Now, let's say this, Brother Taharka. Let's just hypothetically say that we were COINTELPRO and we worked for the feds or the government and so on and so forth. With that being said, that goes to show you that they do not understand how COINTELPRO worked back in the day. COINTELPRO did not work by men, grown men at that, standing up against something that they did not believe in and addressing it publicly and asking for a debate, asking for public debate, showing our sources, showing our resources, right? COINTELPRO works by operatives. And basically, if we were COINTELPRO or operatives, or what he said, Ali, what we was the Black Shield or whatever.
The Black Shield.
Right, exactly. So if we were these things, we wouldn't be on Moorish World TV talking about that. We would infiltrate the Moors Order of the Round Table. We'll infiltrate Taj Tariq Bey. We'll infiltrate the Caananland Moors. Because in reality, that's how the COINTELPRO thing works. See, what they do, brother man, is they use that, Taj uses that as a weapon for people who are already suspicious of the state of situations and the things that's going on in this government. So when somebody opposes that garbage, he call them operatives, or they work for COINTELPRO. So everybody go, ooh, he's an agent. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah, we agents for truth. And we going against that madness that you teaching, and we don't believe that stuff. and we not gonna let you pass it off as the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. The next thing I want to address is the they say that the Southern Poverty Law Center is our handlers. Now, basically, they say that it's a Zionist movement. Okay, I'll give you that. Let's hypothetically say this thing is controlled by the Zionists. You know how you talk, right? So, with that being said, my thing is, let's find out why SPLC was founded, or the Southern Poverty Law Institute was founded, and they basically, what these people do is they track extremism. Now, the extremism that these people know, right, if they are Zionists or Jewish, as these people are accusing them of, or controlled by the Jews went through the Holocaust. They galvanized their people as we should be galvanizing ours against transatlantic slave trade, correct? So what they end up doing is they track organizations that, for the most part, is linked to anti-Semitism. And these sovereign citizen groups that Taj Tariq Bey is linked with, and where they get their information from, these Confederates, for the most part, these people are anti-Semites in some form or fashion. Now, with that being said, right, you have to look at, let's just forget about the Moors, right, for 1 second, that are recorded by the Southern Poverty Law Institute, or the Southern Poverty Law Center, excuse me. Let's just deal with everybody else except the Moors. Now, with that being said, when you look and you analyze the files that they have on people, who they have files on: skinheads, neo-Nazis, Nazis, Ku Klux Klan, sovereign citizens, militia, terrorist groups, cults, all of that stuff, right? So when these sovereign citizen Moors are listed in there with all of these other people, watch the company you keep. Because in other words, Taj Tariq Bey saying that they are in there, and all of those different Moors who evoke that foolishness is in there, they good, but all of the other scofflaws and ne'er-do-wells that are recorded by the Southern Poverty Law Center is bad, but they good. And y'all know, y'all mamas and daddies told y'all, right? Watch the company you keep. So basically, those so-called Moors are in the company of all these radical groups that the Southern Poverty Law Center records and found. So, you know, with that being said, I'm gonna step down because I know they got brothers and stuff that you want to ask questions to more. But I just want to talk about some more of the stuff that he addressed in that blog talk show, but I'm gonna stand down.
Yeah, brother. Well, we gonna come back to it. We got on a little bit late, but nevertheless, we here. I want to share something with the brothers, as well as the family. Let me spread it out a little bit, because what I want to share here, if you can see that screen share, can y'all see that?
Yep, I see it.
Y'all see it? All right, so family, listen. This is not a game here. Now, I did this in paint, and I had to do it real fast. I got a whole bunch of these. Now, this is from Cop Block. Badges don't grant extra rights. And what this is actually a blog, right? And so, but what I did was I moved this around from one of the pages just so I can match it up with this. So when you look at this blog right here, you're actually looking at a copy and paste from RV Bey. So this is RV Bey over this side, and this is the blog over here. And all they did was switch it around. So when you look at, now I can go further, but I want my brother Adwo to come in. And you can do this research for yourself. I'm going to show you how you do it. Now, this says here, each person, let me see if I can get me some type of pointer or something. I need some type, okay, right here. Each person has the right to resist unlawful arrest. In such a case, a person may be attempting arrest and stand in position of wrongdoers that may be arrested. That's State versus Mosley. If you go down here, this is State versus Mosley. If you go up here, this is State versus Robinson. Okay, now right here, Adams versus State, this one is on the bottom here. They put that on the bottom. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand down, and then I'm going to actually do a total presentation, because this is just the beginning to show you that they are copy and pasting. And now from this is just a sample of what I'm going to show you. This is from a blog site. Look at the date. It's 3 years ago. This blog site is 3 years ago. I'm going to prove that this came after this. I'm going to prove. And not only that, I'm going to go from web page to web page, and I'm going to prove that they only are copy and pasting. Now, mind you, as I said, then we're going to find out who runs this page. If I can't get to it tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload it on Moorish World TV. I'm going to do a presentation with it. I'm going to show you page for page, that these guys are doing nothing but copy and pasting. They're doing nothing but copy and pasting from European malicious sites, European sites, to try to hold their point. Now, on that page, you will see I have 3 other different. Now, they don't just get it from one page. They actually get it from multiple of sources. All around the internet they do. All around the internet. And it's all on RV Bey Productions. It's a production. It's trying to sell you something. It's no different than any other production. It's souped up. It's looking good. Let me say this real quick. I want to ask those who subscribe to this, how has this benefited you beyond knowing something different? That's all you need to ask yourself to snap up out of this sleep. What have it benefited you or your family? Now, ask yourself and be honest with yourself. Have you been a criminal? Have you broken law? And are you interested in this to circumvent the law? I understand. I definitely understand. Heck, I don't want to be held accountable for something in the extreme sense. Like, go ahead, hold me accountable, but God dang, take my license for not paying child support, and now I can't even go and get a job. So now, how can I circumvent that? I understand, I get it. But in order to circumvent the child support demonstration, join the Moorish Temple of America. If it ain't right, get it right. Unite people together. Let's change the legislation. Become the power. And let's change the laws. The Prophet Obadiah Ali, he flying the flag for a reason. This is our government. This is ours. And with that, let me bring my brother Abba into the chat. Islam, Abba, peace and love, brother. Come on in. The floor is yours.
Islam, can y'all brothers hear me?
Loud and clear.
Islam, I'm going to be brief. First, I want to, give honors to you Moors again, Ali's men, for the job that you all are doing in taking up this particular issue, something that I've personally been fighting for the past 4 or 5 years. I've been vilified and crucified for taking up this particular fight, even by members of the Moorish Temple of America. So again, I want to give you brothers honors. I'll sit back and, I'll just sit back and chill and enjoy the demonstrations. A sister tagged me in a post last year in one of the Moorish groups, which one I cannot remember at the time. You all know I'm on a new page now. And she tagged me in a PDF entitled "A Sovereign Citizen Extremism, a Primer, Federal Bureau of Investigation, February 2015. I don't know if you covered this on the show or not. Brother Ali Bey, did y'all cover this yet?
Nah, not yet.
Come on with it, brother. We're going to cover it today.
Something is wrong with my home computer. I was trying to actually log in from my tablet and my home computer so I can share the screen with you all. But I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to be brief. Part 1, it states ideology and common claims. Sovereign citizen ideology is a belief system that leads adherents to reject their U.S. citizenship and government authority. The ideology is based upon a conspiracy-laden view of the past and interpretation of historical documents fundamental to American history, such as the Declaration of Independence, U.S. Constitution, Bill of Rights, Article of Confederation, various treaties, and Supreme Court decisions. This primer identifies basic ideological beliefs and common claims made by sovereign citizens. Understanding these differ by individual and change over time. Sovereign citizen claims thus often appear nonsensical and at times contradictory, as you all point out, as Brother Grimm, as Grim Yarnell has pointed out so eloquently not too long ago in showing the contradictions. Now, they give a breakdown of citizenship and identity. And it says that sovereign citizen ideology generally recognizes two categories of citizenship: original state citizens, quote unquote, with a capital C, who allegedly existed prior to the Civil War, and two, fictional U.S. quote unquote citizens with a lowercase c, who are an artificial consequence of the 14th Amendment. Now, we've broken down these arguments over time, and Brother RV Bey has done excellent work on this particular topic of the 14th Amendment. We've put it on the website, our website, www.moorishsciencetemple.org. Particular paper, they have Moors. They have an ID, Moorish national. They have the Moorish flag with the flag of the Battle of Bunker Hill, aka the flag of New England, which they call the Continental flag, which has no bearing on the United States of America, has no bearing on the Moors or any treaties being signed, etc. But it goes on to state, some sovereign citizens claim to have a special indigenous heritage that predates the founding of the United States. It is speaking about Moors, which renders them immune from government regulatory authority in most laws. They may claim membership in fictitious nations, states, or tribes and attempt to attest to the validity of such associations by presenting official-looking identity documents, licenses, badges, certificates, or credentials. Such claims are frequently advanced by Moorish sovereign citizens who have broken away from the original Moorish Science Temple of America, to which they put MST of A in parentheses. So what the Federal Bureau of Investigation has done, these professional investigators, they have shown that in this particular memo, that these people are not the Moorish Science Temple of America. And this is something that I believe everybody who is fighting this particular fight should have in their possession. So please email me, lordabba@gmail.com, and I'll get you an email to get you this PDF to your email so that you can have it, read it, share it yourself. Now, when it says that they may claim membership in fictitious nations, states, or tribe and attempt to attest to the validity of such associations by presenting official-looking identity documents, licenses, etc., etc., you go to groups like Marrakesh, you go to many of the Indian, the Washita groups, all who
don't forget the Maxim. Don't forget them a
Maximore Empire, who mints their own silver pieces with images of their emperor who lives in Philadelphia that they call Sheikh Maxim. Again, people trying to attest to the validity of their own fictitious nation. People like Nanya Shabuel up there in Canada, who claims that he has filed a document that imported Washington, D.C. into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. You know, most of these people are really just mentally ill. And
well, hold on. Listen, Howard. Oh, I'm loving it. Hey, this is the most serious I've ever seen Howard in a long time without losing his mind. He's like, really?
Right.
Let me show Howard. Howard just really just like, he's like, you sound like a doctor that time, brother. You said these people are just mentally ill. Brother, praise the Lord. Come on with it, my brother.
Praise the Lord. You might have to go back and listen to some of my old radio shows, though. I don't know. You got this the way.
I always see you turned up, brother. I always see you turned up. But that was nice and calm. And you're right. I think we do have a mental ill problem in our Moorish community.
Definitely, definitely. Now, the FBI concluded in their investigation that Moorish sovereign citizens claim special status as non-citizen protectees of the U.S. government due to a treaty of friendship between the United States of Morocco, 1787-1836, or through alleged membership in Indian tribes. Not all self-identified Moors are sovereign citizens, and not all Moorish sovereigns are engaged in illegal activity. MSTA rejects any connection with the sovereign citizen movement. So the Federal Bureau of Investigation, these professional investigators, has already absolved the Moorish Science Temple of America. And it goes back to something Brother Ali Bey said earlier in the inbox, where me and Ali Bey specifically are accused of not knowing law. This is something that most of these sovereign citizen Moors, if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's a duck. They're citing sovereign citizen ideology. These sovereign citizen Moors make the claim that we don't know law. Well, Brother Ali Bey said the prosecutors do not know law, the judges do not know law, the legislators do not know law, the lawyers do not know law. How is it that all of these people who have went to law school from 4 to 8 years, who were interns, most of them before they ever took on the profession legally and probably received any paycheck from them, do not know the law? And yet these people that claim that they live on Turtle Island and they send in these UCC documents with old 1-cent stamps on them, claiming that the United States Post Office holds all of the jurisdiction of the United States, or whatever other crazy claims that these people make. How is it that these people know the law? I don't understand that. How they can say that people went to school and do not know the law, but it's kind of crazy. What I want to do before I get off is I want to read real quick the definition of lawful and legal. And this is a shout out to a brother named Jonathan Owens. I said I was going to shout him out. No, not Jonathan. No, Jonathan Davis, I believe his name is, on Facebook. He's been posting the same nonsensical, pseudo-legal, anti-government, Euro-Christian, right-wing, spawn of the Confederacy nonsense all over Facebook, trying to build up a little following. Now, lawful. This is from Black's Law, 5th edition. I'm reading it. It says lawful, legal. Because they make the claim that lawful and legal are not the same. I don't know if you've all touched on this on the show, but I just want to go over this again. It continues, warranted or authorized by the law, having the qualifications prescribed by law, not contrary to nor forbidden by the law. That's what lawful is. So basically, lawful is the law in action.
Because you broke up in the very beginning. Read it so they hear it.
Okay, my bad. Definitely. It says lawful. The very first word after lawful in the Black's Law Dictionary says legal, thus showing that legal and lawful is the same exact thing. It continues, warranted or authorized by the law, having the qualifications prescribed by law, not contrary to nor forbidden by the law. Lawful and legal is the same thing. They only vary in its usage, and it gives the breakdown in the rest of the meaning. But it's the same exact thing. To prove this, it says see also, meaning the synonyms of lawful. legal, legitimate, and valid. So now when you go to Black's Law Dictionary, same book, and you look up the word legal, what does it say? Confirming to the law, according to law, required or permitted by law, not forbidden or discountenanced by law, good and effectual in law. And I just want to close out with something that our prophet Khudjo Ali says in his historical message to America. It says, let me see, the name Moorish Science Temple of America, legally incorporated as a civic organization under the laws of the state of Illinois, November 29th, 1926. The name Moorish Science Temple of America, the name Moorish Temple of Science changed to the Moorish Science Temple of America, May 1928, with accordance with the legal requirements of the Secretary of the state of Illinois. What do we prove here? We prove that these people are suffering from cognitive dissonance. They are following the gods of Europe, because our lessons teach us that a man's ideals are his God, and that man's God tomorrow is not God. And the prophet explains why and how we fell, meaning that we strayed after the gods of Europe, of whom we knew nothing. And now we are straying after the ideals of these Euro-Christian sovereign citizens who for the most part, hate our guts. And I don't understand how these people can claim to follow Prophet Khudjo Ali, founder of the Moorish movement, and not understand that when they say something like lawful and legal are two different things. And we can only find this, as Brother Rvbey noted in the past couple of shows, on Euro sovereign citizen websites, and Khudjo Ali using the term legal twice, the legal requirements of the state of Illinois, thus making the Moorish Science Temple of America a legitimate organization. Then there is no way possible that any of these people can call themselves representatives of our great movement. And with that, I say peace.
Peace. And before we move on, I want to share something with the family real quick. What I want to share is that this is the reason why we are not going to be one of the reasons why we're not going to be touching this topic in the sense of going back and forth. I will not be mentioning these brothers' names anymore due to the fact they are finding a way to promote themselves, and they're not really promoting themselves. They're getting they like getting a cheap feel. They're getting a cheap thrill real quick. And when I'm showing
free ride.
Yeah, they're getting a free ride. And they're not going to get a free ride no more. Let me show you something what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here is when you look here, let me get this pointer right here. When you look here, on the left side of your screen, what you see is, I said, before putting Moorish World on their video titles, can barely get 1,000 views a week. So you look at here, this is 2 weeks. They got 363. This is 1 month. They got 609. This is 2 days after using Moorish World. They get almost 1,000 in a few days. They get 808. Before Moorish World, 2 weeks, 873. After Moorish World, they get 668. So listen, they want to call a brother like me Sinetta. They want to call, and Sinetta my brother. You call it what you want. All of my brothers are my brothers. They are my brothers. But they talk about somebody doing something for YouTube. Who is benefiting? I made one video. This is the number 2. You know what I mean? Now, if you do the comparison to this is 2 weeks, 570. This is 2 weeks to 873. You go down, and if you pay attention, 4 days they put Moorish World. They got almost 2,000 hits. You see, they got 2,000 hits after 4 days. 3 days they got 870. 4 weeks, they got 893 on their side. You see, this is 1 week, they got almost 2,000. You see, so what is going on here? They are benefiting from the Moorish World TV brand. So from this day forward, they will not eat off Moorish World TV no more. This guy over here, he was talking some stuff that didn't even apply. This guy down here, he started talking about Baltimore own me. And he tried to use what the Prophet Noble Ali said, speak under a soft and intelligent tone. You know, and so he tried to use a soft, intelligent tone, but he still sounds foolish, whether he like it or not. On this video, they actually put red pill on here and a Sutek. Now, everybody know I was with red pill last week, you know, but they put red pill on here as if red pill is a part of this. Not saying red pill is not cool with them, but now who is trying to sell something? People, I need you to wake up. I need you to wake up, and you need to wake up fast. These brothers are trying to sell you a dream. They're trying to sell you a dream that you don't have to work. And listen, all of this sovereign citizen stuff is all about a free ride. People want free lunch. Guess what? If I can drive my car without insurance, guess what? I don't have to pay insurance. I don't have to pay fees. I pay one fee to RV Bey Productions, and I'm good to go. No responsibility. Check it. Follow me now. This house is sitting there. Nobody occupied it. I filed something on it. It's my house because I own the land. Check it now. Follow me now. Everything I can go to the store. I can buy clothes. I don't want to pay taxes because I am a national. Follow me now. This is nothing more than slavery mentality, a slave mentality. Remember the slave. He didn't have to pay for a place to stay. Not what they call fiat. Not with them notes that they take when they sell them books. They take that fiat in them notes, but they don't want to deal with the European. But they take them notes. They take them. Trust me, they take them. Anyway, they don't have to pay for a place to stay. So they don't have to pay to go nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. They want a free ride. They trying to escape something. I guarantee you, I would guarantee you that most of them are hardened criminals. Mind you, I've been in trouble quite a few times. Quite a few. But guess what? I am very responsible as it relates to handle my business. Why do I pay taxes? Because once I get off here and I drink some coffee, I'm going to have to pee. And when I pee in that toilet, it goes down into the septic tank. Somebody have to work in there and get paid. Our tax dollars pay for that. In the morning, I drink coffee and I get the bubble guts. I sit on that toilet. You understand what I'm saying? Let's put it in real time. Who pays for getting that stuff cleaned up or treated? Who does that? That sidewalk you walk down, that road that your conveyance travel down. Who pays for that? Who pays for that road? Who pays for those traffic lights so your conveyance don't get mashed up? Who pays for the electric that goes through the traffic light? You see, this is our government. This is ours. We must learn how to reclaim it. Prophet Noble Ali showed us how to get it back. All you got to do is watch his moves from 1926 to 28. All you have to do is watch his movies, show you how to get it back. And when we get it back, you're still going to have to pay taxes. All right? So you're talking about you paying it to the European. You ain't paying it to the European. They only holding it till we get ready to take it over. Period, point blank. With that, Brother Ali Bey, come on in, my friend.
Islam, bro. Islam. Excellent presentation so far. I don't really have that much to add, you know, but what I would like to do is just kind of reiterate some very important points where we know that the people have problems, some real problem areas. For instance, like certain definitions, statute. And I just want to reiterate this because they really were trying to dig in about the issue of statute. We were saying statutes were actually considered primary sources of legal authority. They actually tried to twist what we were saying and try to us saying that The statutes are the supreme. You know, not only do they have reading comprehension problems, but they can't hear too well either. Number of occasions that statutes are considered of legal. Okay, so but the problem is the reason they have a problem with it is because the European sovereign citizens have told them that statutes are not laws. To etymology dictionary, which you're going to find statute from a Latin word statutum, and the word means a law. A law. So at the core of the word, or meaning of the word statute, law, it just so happens that it is positive law that has been enacted by a legislative body. But at the same time, the Constitution enacted by a legislative body.
Islam, you still
inform the Constitution itself is statutory.
That's
Inform.
Right.
I just wanted to reiterate that, because it is a big body of positive law. So, you know, again, the people, they have a problem with doing proper legal research. They have a problem reading, from listening to the things that we're actually saying, because like the brother said in the beginning, we're actually threatening the foundation that they've built their house, just from the fact that we're actually presenting information. Beginning, Adwo, think about this.
You're breaking up, my brother. Let me say this. You can you hear me, my brother?
Yeah. How about now? Is it still
you
the same?
You good.
That I posted on pertaining to Taj Rvbey's misuse of the civil rules of procedure. Have you noticed that no one has academically tried to refute the note?
Hey, brother, I want you to continue, and all the panel members, I want y'all to continue to put emphasis on that no one has yet to address any point that we have made. Not one. Not one. We have not called anybody a name. We have not disrespected anybody as it relates to, calling them out their name. I'm talking about threatening to punch them in the face, and all of this old craziness.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, they have did all of this. They have called names. I'm talking about some stuff, and I mean some crazy stuff. But nobody has disproven anything. Nobody has disproven anything. Insane.
Facts.
Insane.
Yeah, you know more. Let me.
Yes, come on, my brother.
Yeah, Islam. I just wanted to say, excuse me for I just wanted to say, particularly, this brother from Canada. This brother has been cursing brothers out for years, online. Have never made any amends. I mean, just a few months ago, he told me here, you go F myself for something because I made a statement regarding that bogus information, So these are the type of people that individuals are following, saying that they represent the true Noble Drew Ali. Prophet Noble Drew Ali never advocated that. Noble Drew Ali told us not to use profanity even in the mildest form while making public speeches. So, exactly, this is what we dealing with these people, cursing us out, cursing other individuals out, slandering other individuals, calling names in that regard. So, line is that people need to analyze it. Oh, another thing that I wanted to bring up that that brother said on the show, right? Just to show you the character of people that you are dealing with. If you go back to his blog talk show, Brother Taharka,
Yes,
he
sir.
made a statement that in the temple and stuff like that. And he made a statement saying that he tells sisters to go to the temple and dress provocatively, to go in the temple to see what's going to happen, and just to see, you know, I guess to test the sheiks or whatever in the temple. Now, you know, it almost escaped me because I told RV Bey this earlier today. It almost escaped me. But I'm like, why would a Muslim, American, or Moor, whatever they want to call themselves, tell a woman provocatively to go to a religious institution, the Moorish Science Temple of America Temple, whatever? Why would you tell a sister to dress provocatively just to see what the men up in there go do? So this goes to show you what type of creep people are, or this guy is. And now I want to appeal to the logic Kudjo L's followers, or the Caananland Moors, if you will. Now, think about this, because I know you all addressed this and probably went into detail. This man, about what goes on the south of his border, worrying about the American flag, the red, white, and blue, when he should be worrying about the red and white Canada. Worrying about the American nation, which is a Republican form of government. Worrying about Ontario, Canada, or where he live at, which is under the Queen of England, that they always trying to say that we under. They under the Queen of England almost for a fact. Derive their power and authority from the Queen of England, but he worrying about a country that broke. You follow what I'm saying? You never hear him talking about Canadian jurisprudence.
Why don't he talk about Canadian politics and situations? I don't get that.
Right, exactly.
I want to talk about Canadian politics.
Canadian politics, always over on our side of the border talk. And then he is so ignorant that he says that because Canada is in North America, that it is part of the United States of America. Insanity. Think about this, Moore. If Canada was a part of the United States of America, they have clearly defined borders in them, and we need the required documentation, the passport, to even drive across or even fly across that border. Be a part of the 50 states of the United States. I don't see no star on that flag behind you, Brother Taharka, that has a star for Canada. Yes, we have, as the United States of America, we have territories, you know, like Puerto Rico and Guam and so on and so forth. But everybody know that these places are clearly territories of the United States of America. Nobody else but this clown and his cronies believe that Canada is a part of the United States of America. Fans, think about what y'all saying. Listening to.
It's insane.
This is insanity. Talk about something else. I don't have it in my possession. I wish I did. This one of the brothers, you know, who was one of my teachers, Brother Emmanuel Braswell Bey. She of the Moorish Science Temple of America in Chicago. Now, or some people would say that portion. There's something I missed that.
Yeah, it was breaking up, like going out. I know all of ours is going in and out.
I want to say that Braswell Bey I don't remember the full context of this letter because it's been a few years. But Braswell Bey have in his possession some of the original documentation of the Moorish Science Temple of America and from the Prophet's time in the first Supreme Grand Sheikh, Brother Emily L. That letter some of the things that we are talking about today, believe it or not, and I can't remember the full context, but there was a brother who about American citizenship. He wrote to Emily L or something to that effect. And Emily L said, well, believe this is your nation, then it ain't your nation. The first Supreme Grand Sheikh saying this to somebody in the form of a letter. And then the Supreme Grand Sheikh, Emily L, went on to talk about the armed forces of the military, the Army, the Navy, Air Force, and Marines, and how all of that stuff, how the Prophet had taught him that all of those armed forces and stuff like that belonged to the Moors. So here we have documentation of letters of Prophet Noble Drew Ali talking about our inclusion in this demonstration, and here all of these people want us to be anarchists like them. People, I don't care what they say, they don't have a nationality. They don't have no nation, because nation in turns requires nationality. So I'm gonna ask them, where's their temples? Where's their gross domestic product? Where's their gross national product? Where's their armed military forces at? They don't have none of this stuff, right? And as long as Taj Tariq Bey has been teaching people all of this stuff that he claims,
they have nothing.
Nothing. All of these years, this brother Taj Tariq Bey have not even formed one Moorish science temple, one temple. That's all they do is go around lecture, and sell little ghetto prison pamphlets to people, you know. And that this brother would only know about not paying taxes and how taxes is voluntary and how people not supposed to pay mortgages. Man, this man should have so much money in his own personal bank account that he should be able to resurrect and flip the bill for the nation on his own. Him and whatever cronies out there and breakoffs that are representing this stuff. I mean, it's just another stupid thing that they said on the show. And I'm not calling the brother stupid. I was telling Ali Bey the other earlier today. They referenced the movie Django in the papers. Django, his wife, is some kind of relation to the sovereign citizenship papers. That in the sovereign citizen type stuff that they have now. But my whole thing is this: relating to something in some movie called Django, you crazy. Because the thing is that if you need freedom papers to walk around to prove your freedom, and that's the bottom line.
Exactly.
See.
And go ahead, Moore, my bad.
I was gonna say that again. If you need freedom papers to walk around.
Right. If you need freedom papers to walk around, then you're not free. It goes back to what Taharka was saying. Them brothers still slaves. The addicts back in the day who was free, they had to walk around with their manumission papers. If you gotta walk around with papers talking about you something, you a slave. You gotta file something to tell somebody who you are. Bottom line, those people basically adhere to Confederate ideology. So, you know, but they call us the agents though. I don't really have a problem with